Greetings everyone, this is Karl here from the Outerhaven. Basically, what's going to be happening in the next couple of videos is I'm taking you into the world of Cardfight Online. What is Cardfight Online? It is a game that is currently in beta, done by Bushiroad, The Lightworks, and Cross Games Inc. It's a card game. Straightforward, very simple card game based on the anime card game manga series Cardfight Vanguard. The reason why I'm jumping into this is I'm an old school Vanguard player. I want to get back into it. This thing just popped up at the right moment. I've been able to get that beta access, so what I'm planning to do is take you through the tutorial, and hopefully it's going to be worth looking into. The beta registration for this round has closed. Hopefully there will be another beta later on that you can register for as well. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait until the game actually launches. From my knowledge, there's a lot of things that have still been blocked out, as this is the beta system. So, let's dive right into things as I switch the streams over. And say hello to Cardfight Online. And just for the lols, as I should have set this up earlier, guess what? I'm not taking up all of the screen. I'm going to take up a tiny corner. So obviously the first thing you get is the beta screen. It will ask you to put in a username and a password. Well, not a username and password, sorry, just a username. I've already done that. I've got my first trial deck, which is based on Gear Chronicle. So, pretty much, let's go into the tutorials for Cardfight Vanguard. As we wait for this to load. Alright, obviously, game grid. This is going to be pretty simple. I know most of these positions and how everything works personally, but for the sake of this, welcome to Cardfight Online, the game where you become the one to lead your comrades as the Vanguard and fight against other players online. Before you commence the world of Cardfight Online, allow me to walk you through this game. If you do not need a tutorial, skip a tutorial, that's what I would do. But let's go here. Vanguard is the avatar. This will be the Vanguard area here, this red circle. Basically, bottom half of this playmat is yours, as it is with every other card game brought out. First to 6 damage loses. Let's move on steps. Let's cover the preparation steps and how to begin. First, just select your starting Vanguard. You'll notice that there is a lot of grade 0 units. As it says here, this number indicates a grade. Obviously, looking here, we get card effects, card name, an attack power, a defensive power, nice little artwork, the clan name, the specific tile it is, and the flag of the thing. So, any grade 0 card. Forerunner actually is a recommended ability. Basically, Forerunner means that you can drop the card back into another effect. But as you can see in all these other things, lots of grade 0 cards with lots and lots of different effects and bits and pieces, which will be explained as we go along. So, it's asking us to look for the card Draco Kid. Okay, this is separated into 4 grades, by the way. And that's obviously that's the Draco Kid that they're looking for here, so obviously select yes. Place the card on the Vanguard. Avatar will be placed. These are your rear guards. These are basically support units. Basically, everything in the front row can attack. Things in the back row are used as a boost of attack power. So we'll decide on who goes first. I believe blue will play first and red will play second. So I'm playing blue, so I'm starting, obviously. So, first thing you do, 5 cards from the deck, draw cards. Wow, that is an absolutely jank hand. That is an absolutely terrible hand. Yeah, what has basically happened here is I've gotten 4 critical triggers at grade 0s. Critical triggers add 5,000 attack damage plus 1 actual damage point to your overall thing. Having 4 of these in your opening hand is absolutely jank. This grade 2 card over here, 10,000 attack power, that's actually a good card. I want to keep that. It's gonna go, this is how you mulligan. You have grade 0 cards, grade 1 cards, grade 2, grade 3, and then you have a specialty, gear unlock stage, which is a stage 4 card that you can use once per turn. Yeah. Okay, do not fret. You may return unwanted cards back to your deck and redraw once. You can only do this once. So we're going to get rid of those. Yep. They go back. Shuffle. Oh, this is a much better hand. We have... blah, blah, flip over the Vanguard. Yes, stand up. Vanguard! Next up here. Here's a trial deck. Here's your prize. Please accept this gift. Okay, so obviously, the tutorial stuff here is absolutely... Wow, that's just bad. Like, I can understand... I do apologize for the sweating, by the way. I can understand why they really want to get you into it, but wow, okay, the tutorial phases are really short. Obviously, as a reward for doing tutorial 1, we have the Royal Paladin trial deck, or Vanguard G trial deck. This was Royal Paladin was originally used by the first version hero of the anime during the original Cardfight Vanguard, the 4-story arc. All this is based on Vanguard G, which is their newer incantation. So, yeah, obviously we're going to move on to Tutorial 2, and you get a reward of Trial Deck 3, Flower Maiden of Purity, which, if I can remember correctly, is Neo Nectar. But we shall find out once we get to it. Once your Vanguard standard, the fiercest fight with your opponent begins. Consists of defensive once your opponent's turn begins. Vanguard stand after a few turns, now it's your turn. Blah, 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 blah. 6 phases. First phase is called stand phase. All of your rested cards, which have been turned sideways, will stand. In other words, turn them upright. As you can see, we do have the 6 bits and pieces on the side here. So what's the phase? Draw phase. Obviously, draw phase, draw a card. Step 3, right phase. I raise your Vanguard to 1, which by looks it's already on. Basically, he's grade 1, yep. Grade 1 may go up to grade 2, however grade 1 cannot skip to grade 3, grade 1 cannot go down to grade 0. Basically, your Vanguard's the only one that really rises in level. So, we take this. Yes, I know. Okay, beta thing. Yes, thank you. God, that's annoying. Okay, went to grade 2. I don't really have anything else there. Power up the Vanguard by riding. That's a vanilla 10k, so it's not that bad. Next is the main phase. You may do first call, which means you can put a card into one of the rearguard circles here. They must be lower grade than your Vanguard. So basically, you want to take that, which is a draw trigger card. No, bitch. I don't want to... Why? I did select the rearguard. There you go, thank you. Move backwards or forwards. That's pointless. A lot of people would have just thrown that straight onto there, but personally, I want to put it behind the Vanguard. Okay, he has an ability. Put this Vanguard into your soul. Choose up to one of your vehicles. Okay. Basically, what we're gonna do. Activated ability means it's costs blah blah blah. All right. Basically. Put this card into your soul. What it means by put this card into your soul is you're basically putting it underneath your Vanguard. And then instead of having a guy on the side that has 4k, you can get plus 3k to the end of turn. So he goes from a 10k unit to 13k, as you can see there. Which I would never really have used that. That's pretty goddamn stupid. Battle phase, and the battle phase will be explained in the next tutorial. Wow, they really could have just brought this down to like one or two different ones. And we have yet another trial deck. Tutorial 3 is the battle phase. You get trial deck number 4, Blue Cavalry of Divine Marine Spirits. This is Aqua somethings. Wow, it has been a while since I've been around Vanguard, so yeah, this is going to be a bit weird for me. Alright, battle phase tutorial. Yep, attack is a combination of attack power, blah blah blah. Basically, the better numbers that you have over your opponent, the easier it's going to be to win. I don't want to use my Vanguard straight away. Boost power. Oh yeah, because it's 1. Okay, so obviously 1800. Select the target. Only attacking the first row. So you can see his Vanguard only has 10k, even though like all this thing. Yep, bang bang, 18. They may choose. He's going to choose the guard with a grade 0, which has a 10k on the side. Vanguard has 20. Yep. Now this is where we get the drive check. Drive checks are basically a chance to hit an additional card. So I've got to get through his thing. Drive check. Come through. As you can see, the card here has critical trigger, which means 1 damage plus 5k. Yep, 5k, critical. All unit damage, add 1 crit. So, add the crit. And we add the 15. Makes it 23 over 20. Easy math. Yeah, and any cards that go from a drive check will go to your hand. Grade 3 cards get a double drive check, and the grade 4 cards get a triple drive check. As you can see, it went from the trigger check zone into my hand. He now gets to check for additional do his damages, which is obviously 2 cards. You can get cards with triggers on them. If you get something with a trigger, you can add it to negate effects, which is a pain in the butt. Lower trigger, 2 damage. Okay. Yeah, the guarded cards go straight into the drop zone, so they're like expendables. Alright. So we're going to be doing the same with that, with the rear guards. Powers are the same. If it's the same equal power, it will go through. Unless he does something like that, which is a pain in the butt. Grade 2 cards only can do a move called Intercept, going from the rear guard position into the guard position, adding their power, which is usually about 5k, onto the defending card. So basically, he sacrificed himself to do that. Now it's going to force me to do the same thing over again. The same card, aka 8k. This time he has no guard cards. He gets hit for the 8k. Rear guard unit goes into the drop zone. Quite easy. Here we go. There are 4 types of triggers. The yellow ones with the star critical means 1 extra damage. The blue one means stand, which, as you do early on, when you turn the cards from sideways to upstanding, that's called stand. It's like, rest in Magic. You have to tap your lands, untap your lands. Same deal. That's the exact same thing that a stand does. Draw. Quite obviously, draw trigger means you draw 1 card. Heal. Heals are very good. There are only 4 of them in a deck. but they heal 1 damage each time as long as you are equal or as long as you are not higher damage than your opponent. No, lower damage to. I can't remember. It'll remind me. Basically, there is a limitation on the heals. I think it's equal as long as you are equal or something. Anyway, 4th special action, stride and G assist. This is where my knowledge now ends. I'm actually going to be taught during this as well. The reward for this is also going to be Trial Deck 5, Fateful Star Messiah. This is the Link Joker deck. This is a deck that I hated when it first came out because its abilities were so overpowered and really just screwed you right over. Alright, go on special actions. Great power to your fight. First off, Stride. During a ride phase, you have the option when both Vanguards are grade 3 or higher, Stride will be displayed. You click Stride. You then get to pick a grade 4. Are called into the Unit 4, grade 4 cards are here, and call them required to drop cards from your hand. So basically, in order to call the cards, I have to drop both of these cards. Alright, so Stride. Sum up grade 3. Throw those 2 cards away. I now get to Stride a grade 4, which has a lot of effects. Come on. When you attack. Okay, so basically, I just got an extra 10k boost on that, so he went from being, I think it was 16 to 26 or something. I'm going to attack. Shield. Yep, so 15 plus the 11 to 26. Holds triple drive. 3 drive check. So drive check. 1 critical trigger. You always assign critical trigger. You always assign the trigger effect first, then power. Critical trigger. So now he's up to 3 damage with 36. Really, a triple drive check that results in critical, so that's 4 damage and 41k straight up the gate. That is BS. Once the turn's over, the stride unit goes back to, yeah. That's bullshit. Place when you great to a lesson in a single card is first show your hand where you confirm there are no previously mentioned cards. Look at the top 5. Would you perform G assist? Is that a grade 1 or higher? Here, if there are any cards that grade 1 grade higher than your Vanguard, you may add that card to your hand. Well, that would be obviously that. Shuffle the deck. Need to pay for that action. 2 cards and 2 cards. So you're obviously dropping 2 of those and 2 of those. I would so not pay that. I would not play that as much. That is ridiculous. Like, I know it guarantees you drive, but you ride, but Jesus H. Mary and Joseph, that is terrible. What a terrible mechanic. Like, I know the biggest problem with Cardfight originally was that you had issues with being grade stuck. But, oh my god, that's just so wrong. So wrong. Oh, obviously, like Hearthstone, this thing's now going to have quests and bits and pieces like that. Yep, maintenance test coming up. Very good. Cut of the day. Alrighty, so basically that's the tutorial of Cardfight Vanguard. Obviously, there's going to be more videos where I'm going to dive into things like deck building and just getting straight into a fight. So, please stay tuned. I'm trying to make these videos as short as possible. If anybody has any questions or wants me to re-explain something during one of these videos, please, by all means, leave a comment below and let me know. I'm an old hand at this, so I give base tutorials. I will actually break out the physical cards at some point with my actual handycam, and I will explain it the way I would teach somebody properly. The way this does it is throwing a lot of information at you in really short bursts, and it's not really great for a lot of people. But this game shows promise. I'm wanting to get stuck into it, so next video I am jumping straight into a card fight.